You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Thank you for joining me on this Training Thursday show. I'm going to tell you right now how you can reshape your body with this forgotten form of cardio. And the reason why I call it a forgotten form of cardio, because it's been around for thousands of years, literally thousands of years. One of the oldest forms of cardio, as we'll call it, used to just be called a mode of transportation before, but it is one of the absolute best ways that you can really transform the shape of your body. And the reason I say that is because when you're doing a treadmill, you're predominantly walking, jogging, or running, and yes, you're using your legs, but you're not really reshaping them. You're doing a lot of repetitions, there's no doubt about it. Over the first 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, 12 weeks maximum, you're pretty much going to get all the shape change you will out of your legs, and after that, it's predominantly cardiovascular based, meaning that your lungs, your heart and lungs are going to get into better shape by doing aerobic-based or maybe even some anaerobic-based intervals in that period of time. And that same methodology goes for whether you're in a spin class or whether you're doing biking. Again, all absolutely fantastic. And I do love spin classes, so I have no problem with you doing them as long as you don't take it to too high a level and that you don't actually get too much breakdown, which, of course, we always talk about. That's not a good thing. But here's the thing. This form of cardio that I'm going to talk about right now is what I believe to be the wave of the future into 2018 and 2019. Might not quite catch yet in 2018, but it's getting there. It's starting to tip. And that's because we're seeing more and more people not only go to the gym to use this specific type of cardio or use it at like a CrossFit or a boot camp or in a personal training studio, but people are starting to get them for their home. And whenever I see people starting to buy them for their home, then I get it. Then I realize, okay, people are really seeing the benefit in a much larger number. So what am I talking about today? Well, I'm talking about using a rowing machine. Now, not a rowing machine like an ergometer or a ski-based machine. I'm talking about as if you were rowing or doing crew, like college crew, where you're seated in a boat, we'll say, and you're using oars to actually row. Well, with a cardio-based rowing machine, you're seated on a seat that moves forward and back in what we call the sagittal plane. And then you're holding onto a handle that either is using water as friction or air or any of these things as friction, and you're literally rowing and pulling back. So you sit in nice and close to the front of the machine, usually where there's what's called like a flywheel, and you have your feet against these stationary, we'll call them pedals, stationary pedals. And you're thrusting back along this one long metal piece where the seat glides backwards, and you pull the strap, which is attached to the rower, and the fan belt just moves. And then you slide back in and you go back and forth as the belt pulls you. And this can give you, honestly, one of the best forms of cardio out there. And I want to explain why. Because it's a little different, meaning that there's a real reason I wanted to make this a single edition of the Training Thursday show, is because I would love you to either look into one of these for your home, because it's a very small footprint. I'm going to sum that up at the end. But also, if you're going to a gym right now, you could turn this into a whole workout, which I'm going to explain again in just a moment. But one of the things that you can get with rowing that you can't get in biking and you can't get with running, or definitely not with the elliptical, is this explosive power. So you can actually get stronger. You can build explosive base strength. And yes, you can do that with a sprint. I know that. But you're getting a combination of this upper and lower body that I want to get more into as well. So with the explosive base work, you can do both aerobic work and anaerobic work. Now, on a rowing machine, you can go not all out. You can just go at a nice pace for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you can go for an aerobic pace. That'd be like going for a jog or like a light bike ride, okay? And you can do that on a rowing machine. You really can. I'm going to explain the difference in just one moment. Or you can go anaerobically, where you're all out sprinting, that you're pushing back hard with your legs and you're pulling hard with your upper body. And that will get you the aerobic-based sprint. Now, with the aerobic-based sprint, you can actually start to build up your body. So again, unlike just doing biking or unlike doing your running or the elliptical for sure, you're going to start to build up your entire body. And more from a body transformation reshaping, meaning that people know this, that they're getting more into kettlebell swings, things like that, because that also rebuilds your body. But now think about that taken to the next level. With rowing, you're literally thrusting with your legs. A lot of people think rowing's a big upper body movement, but it's actually not. The reason why I say rowing is such a metabolic exercise that can transform your body from both burning body fat but also toning it is because really you're using the quad muscles, the muscles right above the knee. You're using your calves, and you can even start to get your hamstring in as you pull into it, and your glutes as you thrust and squeeze all the way back. Now, those are the largest muscles in your body, so it's great to work those. But at the same time, very few cardio pieces are going to work the upper body. Now, with the rowing machine, if you're doing it correctly, you're pulling back, you're opening up your chest, and you're working your upper back muscles. So you're working the rhomboids and all the thickness of the back. Now, remember, the back, when we're talking about the latissimus dorsi, we're talking about the rhomboids, we're talking about the largest, thickest muscles in the back. Those muscles are also going to be the ones that help with posture. So now you're getting postural-based work, because we know most of us are hunched over a computer, or in a car, we're leaning forward. At a desk, we're leaning forward. A computer, all of those things. So this is actually helping to combat that, to help pull back, again, as long as you're doing correctly. And we'll talk about form in just a moment. So those are some of the big pluses. Now, one of the things I say as well is you are, unless you're doing, again, I can't even really describe, I can't even say that this is upper body. A lot of people say, well, when I do the elliptical, I'm using my arms. And you are. Your arms are moving, but not to the same effect. You're not really doing anything with them. It's just kind of like doing short motions, pushing back and forth. The only upper body exercise that also involves cardio that I can think of right now is called the Versa Climber. And the Versa Climber I've talked about before is one of the most intense forms of cardio out there. It is amazing for sprints, and it's amazing for cardio, but very few people are going to take on that beast right there. But it's a great form of cardio. You can look that up. It's called the Versa Climber, and it's a great piece of cardio equipment. But the rowing machine is honestly more realistic, and you can do this. You can really do this as part of your workout. So one more thing about the rowing machine before I start to get into how you can actually use it for a workout is that the rowing machine, for most people always ask, well, how many calories an hour will it burn? Again, go back to my show on basal metabolic rate. Go back to that show. So just go to stephencabral.com/podcast. Type in basal, BASAL. And that's just right in the show notes or the search box. That show will pop up. That will show you, on average, how many calories you will burn for each activity. It does that based on weight, age, all sorts of different parameters. But the average person in 1 hour will honestly burn somewhere between 600 and 800 calories. That's quite a bit. You know, if you've been listening to the Cabral concept for quite some time, you'll know that I don't care about what you burn just during the workout. I care about the after effects of that, or the after burn, where you're actually boosting your metabolism for the next day to 36 hours or so. But I will say, for the average person, somewhere around 160 to maybe a little bit more, we'll burn 600 to 800 calories for sure in 1 hour. That doesn't mean you're going to be using it for 1 hour, but what it does mean is that it has a very high caloric burn. So if you use it for 30 minutes, yes, you'll burn somewhere around 300 calories, maybe 400, but at the same time, that after effect, that after burn will stay with you after the workout, which again is what I care more about because it's going to help you better utilize carbohydrates, glucose, all of those things as well. So there's a few ways that you can use a rowing machine, and I'd like you to try maybe all three at some point over the next week or two. You can use it as a warm-up. So for a lot of people, the best way to get used to using a rowing machine would just be to go to your local gym, YMCA, wherever it might be, and just use it for literally 3 to 5 minutes. Just sit on the seat. That's it. Just sit on the seat. Grab the handles, forget about just press quick start or start. Don't worry about all the fancy gadgets and how it works. Literally sit on the seat, strap your feet in, usually this Velcro, so your feet don't move. You're going to scrunch it nice and tight to a squat. You're going to hold on to the handles. You can hold on to it underhand or you can hold on to it overhand. And all I'm going to have you do is push back with your legs and pull with your arms essentially at the same time. This gets into more detail. You're always welcome to look it up on a YouTube video, but just know the basics. That's what matters. Okay, so you're going to drive backwards. Don't try to do it too fast. Don't try to pull too hard. That is not necessary. We're just looking for a slow motion, slow rowing for 3 minutes to 5 minutes. You can do that before any workout that you would like, and that would honestly be a fantastic warm-up. Why would it be a great warm-up? Well, it's warming up your ankles, knees, hips, back, all the way up to the elbows and the shoulders, wrists, everything. So you're getting all the wrists, a little extra blood flow, all the muscles are getting worked. And that's why a row or a rowing machine truly is a full body workout. I mean, that's how great it is. Again, that's the difference maker between that and a treadmill and a bike and elliptical, those types of things, that it really gets that full body in there. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, the second part is you can use it at the end of a workout in the same fashion, but instead of just going at one like easy to moderate pace that you would do in a warm-up, you're going to do 3 to 5 minutes of intervals at the end. So you're going to use them as a finisher. So you're going to hop on the rowing machine, and just for 1 minute, you're just going to kind of go at like a moderate pace. You're just going to push back with your legs, pull with your arms at the same time, back and forth for 1 minute. Now, you're going to go 30 seconds all out. So you're going to go 30 seconds, pulling as hard as you can, of course, with good form. We'll talk about good form in just one moment. I want to leave you with that. So you're going to just push and pull real hard, and you go for 30 seconds. Now you're going to take 1 minute of rest, and then you're going to sprint again for 30 seconds, and you're going to rest for a minute. You can do one more time, sprint for 30 seconds, doing as many pulls as you can on that rowing machine, and then rest for a minute, just going nice and slow on the rowing machine, and then you can hop off. So that's a great finisher for the end of the workout. Now you could do 3 like I just talked about there. You could do 5. You could do maybe up to 8 to 10. That would be a really hard interval-based finisher, but you can. That would be a totally fine workout to do. So love that. That is a great way that I will sometimes finish my workouts. Love doing that. Now, the other part is you could simply do your entire workout as a cardio workout on the rowing machine. There's 2 ways to do this, so I want to give you both. The first one's an aerobic-based workout. Aerobic means with oxygen, predominantly using the heart and lungs as your primary fuel source, or I should say the primary fuel source would be oxygen within the muscles and mitochondria. So how does that work? Well, it means going at a moderate pace. Maybe you keep your heart rate somewhere around 120 to 130 beats per minute for anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes on the rowing machine. That would be a good row. That would be a long row. You, of course, wouldn't start there. You might start at 10 minutes. Then you might go to 15 and to 20 and to 25 and to 30. And you might just go out for a 30-minute row. That's legitimately a hard cardio workout, but you're keeping your heart rate at a moderate pace, which makes it, or a moderate setting, which makes it a aerobic-based workout. Now, an interval-based workout, which would be more of an anaerobic-based workout, would be, let's say, about a 3 to 5 minute warm-up, just like we talked about previously, just going at a light pace, just really light, getting the body warmed up, making sure you're not going too fast. Then after that, you would go anywhere from a 20-second sprint to a 1 minute sprint all out. And then after that, you would go 1 to 2 minute work to rest ratio. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to go for either 20 seconds on and 40 seconds off, or 30 seconds on and a minute off, or even just 30-30, or 1 minute on, 1 minute off, but that would be really challenging. Again, you know, if you've been listening to my interval-based training in the past, I'm more of a fan of doing, let's just say 30 seconds on, 1 minute to 90 seconds off. And the reason is I want every interval to be all out. Now, your resting period could just be going very, very lightly on the rowing machine, just getting the body moving. That's it. Or it could be at rest. I like to keep the body moving just really slowly. And then for that 30 seconds, all out. And then really slow for 60 seconds to 90 seconds. That's how I would recommend it. So you could do that then. Again, 3 to 5 minute warm up, 10, let's say, of those intervals. That'll take you about 15 minutes of 30 seconds on, a minute off. Or it'd be, 20 minutes if you did the 30 seconds on, a minute and a half off. And then you do maybe a 3 to 5 minute cool down. That right there you go. You have a 30-minute workout with a 5 minute warm up and a 5 minute cool down. You can always adjust that based on the time you have to 3 minute warm up and then maybe just a couple minute cool down. So again, all of this is very, very possible on this rowing machine. Now, whenever I make these recommendations, always do keep in mind, it doesn't negate anything I said in the past. And this also does not need to become your only new modality of exercise and working out. So I believe in true cross-training. I believe in really training the body with everything that we can. That's how you stay nice and well-rounded. It's all the people who can become very dogmatic, like, okay, we're just going to do this, or we're just going to do that. That's when you can start to get injured. It's these repetitive motion injuries, meaning that if you did rowing 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and again, I work with Harvard pro rowers. I mean, I help them with mitochondrial-based health. I help them with adrenal-based fatigue. I help them with nutrition. I help them with nagging injuries, all of these things. But I'll tell you, you can get this just anyone. I mean, anyone can get these types of things. If you do one thing too much, the body can break down. So just use this as maybe 1 day a week, 2 days a week, a great adjunct to what you're doing right now. Why am I bringing this up? I bring up a lot of things that I see when I'm going to the gym, what I see trending, but also what I'm looking to add into my program as well. So I'm actually going to add in at least 1 day a week of rowing into my new program for 2018. And I'm really looking forward to it because I love some of the new rowing machines out there. meaning my choice. It's not new, but they're always improving upon it. So one of my favorites is the Concept 2 rower. Again, I have no affiliation with this company, but I promote the best. And so there are other rowers out there, but I really think that they're out of price range. I like to keep things in like a normal price range. So this one is under $1,000. And again, for anyone who's ever purchased cardio equipment before, you know how expensive cardio machines are. Super expensive, like way too expensive. And the reason is they have to hold up with a lot of abuse. They're going to break down if they're not well made. So the Concept 2, we'll call it the Model D indoor rowing machine with the PM5. That's the one that I'm recommending, okay? That's the one that I like. It's under $1,000. I'm going to link it up here today. So just go to StephenCabral.com/692. All right? StephenCabral.com/692. I'll link that up. That one is under $1,000. About $975, we'll say, at the time of this recording. But I was looking for a less expensive one because I know $1,000 is at a lot of people's price range. I mean, that's expensive. And, you just want to make sure that it's the right thing for you maybe before you make the investment. So I found one for $277 plus free shipping on Amazon. It's called the Sunny Health and Fitness SF-RW5612 dual function rowing machine. And it even has the LCD monitor. So is the LCD as big as the Concept 2 rower? No. But if you're someone who's just going to use this, meaning like not commercial use, you're not a personal trainer looking to put this in your fitness facility, and you just want this to put in your basement or spare room, or trust me, this one folds up. Like these are nice rowers, meaning that they're a very small footprint. When it folds up, it might need like 3 feet by 3 feet. That's it. Now, when you extend it down, you're going to need a good 6 feet to 7 feet, but very, very small, in my personal opinion, I think it gives you good bang for the buck right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link these up in the show notes. And again, the Concept 2 rower, the Sunny Health and Fitness rower, I think they're both great. You can, of course, choose one that fits your budget that might work for you. But at the same time, maybe just spend $10 to get a day pass to your local gym. Try out one of the rowing machines there after you do a workout. See if you like it. And then if you do, then invest in one on your own. So hopefully today's show was helpful. And as always, please do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could help. But one more thing before you go, I forgot to give you my biggest recommendation. One thing that I see people do incorrectly with this rower is this, is when they're leaning forward to put the cable back before they go to pull back out again, kind of resetting to the forward position, they round out their lower back. I'll tell you right now, you're not going to injure yourself. It's going to be difficult to injure yourself. People can do it, but it's going to be difficult if you keep good form, just like anything else. However, do not round your back leaning forward. Do not do that. If you do, you could end up with a lower back injury. So what you want to do is engage your core, let your legs pull you back in. So pull back in with those hamstrings, glide your hips back into the starting position, keep your back in a neutral spine, and then row back again. Keep your back neutral spine, and then pull your legs in as well. Let the cord pull you in. I'm telling you, you do that, you're going to get a safe workout. You're going to get an explosive workout. You're going to help reshape, retone your body, and it's going to be great for both the anaerobic and aerobic-based capacity. One of my favorites. Hopefully, you start to dust off your row if you have one. Use it at the gym, or maybe even purchase one for your home use for 2018. Let this be one more way that you can get yourself into the best shape of your life in 2018. Take care, everyone. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.